apparently she's embracing the spirit of Christmas. I mean, she's certainly embracing the commercialism of it, because everything that we saw was, you know, parties going on and sort of things being made and things being put into crackers. Apparently, I was rather surprised to learn that she seems to have invented the cracker, which I thought had been invented by somebody called Thomas Smith in 1806. But we saw her doing all those sort of things. I mean, what she seems to always do is present things as if no one's ever done them before. I think every single thing that we saw in that documentary has been done before. She seemed to be putting, like, into a salad all the ingredients that he hated, and she seemed to think that was very funny. No, the whole thing was very cringe making. And there was also a scene at the end where the champagne glasses are clicking. And I began to think of sort of Marie Antoinette, let them eat cake. A lot of people suffering in the world who haven't got much money and are probably having pretty austere Christmases. And this looked pretty vulgar to me. It certainly seemed fake to me. I mean, Prince Harry's entrance into the kitchen was presumably timed for the camera. And then he gives her a kiss and he's holding a bowl. And, yeah, you know, the whole thing is sort of set up. They have to have Prince Harry coming in because he's her ticket. We wouldn't talk about Meghan Markle if she wasn't married to Prince Harry. So he has to make a cameo appearance. And I just thought the whole thing was deeply embarrassing. And, sort of all the things that they were going to put into these crackers. And she talks about it as if no one's ever made a cracker or pulled a cracker. I mean, come on, what's going on there? And also, of course, naturally, sort of relating crackers to being an English Christmas, as if to say this is what the royal family do, and therefore, trying to link it back to the couple of Christmases she spent at Sandringham, is all, product placing and marketing and, relating it to them, which is the ticket on which they travel, which is very unattractive. It's sort of trying to relate everything and trying to make herself like sort of the domestic goddess in the kitchen. But I think in the past, first of all, it isn't her kitchen. So how Prince Harry happens to wander into somebody else's kitchen, well, obviously he's told to do so. And then all these kind of guests who appear, and then the people actually at the party, you feel that they were probably all just invited in order to fill the room so that it could be filmed. It's like filming Christmas parties and marketing them again is unattractive in my view. And let's just hope none of the children are watching, or their friends, because they'll be told what they're going to get in their crackers. I mean, once again, she's using the children as part of her. Look at me, I'm the lovely mum making things for them for Christmas, and then apparently she has this sort of moment of downtime when they go to bed and she sits there and contemplates things. I mean, it's as if she's invented Christmas, and frankly, she didn't. And where is the real, genuine Christmas spirit? It's just not there. Christmas spirits, probably, but not the spirit. Well, there's absolutely no question that it's a marketing stunt. Otherwise, she wouldn't be doing it. As we know, she has an incredible ability to keep going under great pressure. We've criticized her for pretty much everything that she's done, and yet out she comes with another episode. I mean, she's impossible to stop her. She's always having to reinvent herself because the previous projects, by and large, don't work very well. So she comes out with a new thing, and here we are discussing it. On this occasion, I find it, as I say, particularly unattractive because I'm thinking that, any minute in Britain, Catherine will be putting on her wonderful carol service, which is something which is shared by a huge number of people. I mean, not only on the television, but the people that are invited to Westminster Abbey are all volunteers and people who've done great works over the course of the last year. And that seems to me to hit absolutely the right note and, to be very inclusive. And this kind of sort of stuff in the kitchen and champagne glasses clinking with miscellaneous friends who probably aren't really friends at all. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't miss a bit of the Sandringham Christmas that he'd grown up with, which, must have been very special. I mean, I remember being told that the great moment at Christmas, when the Queen had Christmas at Windsor or indeed at Sandringham, was that they had the presents on the night before, and she would open the door and all the children would go running in and they'd find their little pile of presents and they'd be all so excited. And there was this sort of big family thing. very, very different from this kind of contrived atmosphere in California. So well, I mean, I wish him a happy Christmas, but I wonder what he's thinking in his inner self. When I came to watch the latest thing, I was aware of what she was likely to do, so I wasn't terribly surprised. But as far as cringe making, yes, I mean, cringing the whole time, and it's just, well, I don't buy it. That's all I can really say. I just don't buy it. It's not my kind of thing. It's like the worst aspect of commercial Christmas, with all these artificial making of crackers and hanging things on trees and pretending that each ornament represents a different phase of your life. I mean, fine. People have their different things they put on their trees. We all do it. Why not? But we don't have to talk about it and we don't have to spin it. I think that's what I really don't like. Everything has to be invested with a sort of Californian significance, to I don't know who's taken in by this sort of stuff, but I'm certainly not. Well, I would be very surprised if it isn't scripted. I think it's a television show. It has to move along. Different elements have to be in it. I mean, the door opens and Prince Harry comes in. That you can be certain was done on cue. Maybe filmed several times until he got it right. And I don't know how many husbands come in and kiss their wives in the kitchen when they've probably seen them in another room a few minutes before. Of course, it's all scripted. Of course, it's all contrived. It's a TV program. It's not a lovely celebration of the Christmas season, the Christmas spirit, and all its values. It's a very, high luxury end version of Christmas, artificial, expensive, unrelatable, and finally and eventually, yes, cringe making. I don't think she's aiming it at the UK market. What she might be doing, of course, which is an unpleasant thought. I've often thought that when things come out, that it's a coincidence, but it does, of course, clash with Catherine's Christmas carol service at Westminster Abbey, which obviously isn't shown on television until a little bit later, but is filmed this week. You wonder whether she's doing these things to compete. I've tried in the past to give her the benefit of the doubt on that one, but on this occasion, I certainly can't do that. I mean, that's quite clearly a competitive thing to draw attention to herself. And well, we will go into 2026, and I guess we'll see more of her doing more and more different things. And I just wonder how long she can go on dreaming up new ideas, even if the new ideas are not actually all that new. Well, the other day, somebody was talking about Harry's early life and how he served in the army. He served in Afghanistan and other countries. And what does he serve now? He serves food. He serves food in the kitchen. He comes in and he watches his wife dissecting petals and scattering them over salads. It's not a great life. I mean, he had so many opportunities and he was very good at what he did. He had many important roles in English life, like Captain General of the Royal Marines, and he gave it all up to lie under a tree barefoot in California. It's like a pointless life. Um, I don't think he would agree because I'm sure does his best to be a good father and things like that, and that we must commend him for. But it must be depressing at times. And when you think of most people are happiest, when they're putting things into life rather than taking things out. That's kind of a given. And he was putting a lot into life when he was in the UK, and he did a very good job. And now he's just an extra. He's just he's the reason that we watch these things, see how he reacts. He's just a walk-on part. Must be very depressing.